Super comma here, saving the world one comma splice at a time.
Super comma! Ah! I got her. Let's get out of here, Grandma. Okay, go.
Rule number 1, compound sentences. Use a comma to join two independent clauses that are separated by fanboys prepositions, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Do not use a comma when two independent clauses are joined by conjunctive adverbs. For example, however, although, nevertheless. I chased the purse snatcher, comma, but he got away. Or, I chased the purse snatcher, semicolon. However, I lost him. Rule number 2, introductory elements. Put a comma after introductory phrases, exclamations, and direct addresses. For example, finally, comma, I found the hideout. Alas, he was not there. Officer, I saw the whole thing. Rule number 3, parenthetical non-essential elements. Use comma with additive phrases, which are phrases that can be omitted without changing the basic meaning of the sentence. The purse snatcher, who wore a ski cap, ran past me. Who wore a ski cap can be omitted and the basic meaning of the sentence would not change. However, you must be careful here. Do not set off a restrictive clause with commas. Such a clause gives essential information that cannot be omitted. The purse that he held was red. No commas here. Rule number 4, coordinate adjectives. Two adjectives that modify one noun should be separated by commas if they both have the same descriptive force. The silly, frightened purse snatcher dropped the purse. What is not correct is, I returned the purse to the little old lady from whom it was stolen. A good rule to decide if two adjectives have the same descriptive force is by trying to use "and" between the two as a test. So, the silly and frightened purse snatcher makes sense, but the little and old lady has a different meaning than the little old lady. Rule number 5, series and lists. In a series of 3 or more elements, the first 2 elements are separated by commas. The little old lady, the cop, and I all went down to the precinct. However, sometimes the last comma is dropped. The little old lady, the cop, and I all went down to the precinct. This comma is often known as the Oxford comma, as it is used in standard British English, but not always in American English. However, if you have a particularly complicated series, using both commas can help erase confusion.
She.
Rules number 6 and 7. Elliptical constructions. A comma can be used to indicate that there is omitted material that can be understood from context. The little old lady's statement took an hour, semicolon, mine 4. And complementary or antithetical elements. Two phrases that refer to one word or share a function should be separated by commas. I found the purse, comma, not the purse snatcher. The older, comma, but still beautiful, comma, owner of the purse was grateful. The information often included in complementary or antithetical elements is used for contrasting. Rule number 8, quotations. Direct quotations of complete thoughts are often introduced by commas. The cop asked me, "What did you think you were doing, chasing that guy?" I responded, "Your job, since you weren't doing it."
Trying to tackle that bandit single-handedly.
Your job, since you weren't doing it.
Excuse me?
Rule number 9, questions. When a sentence includes a direct question, but does not only consist of that question, use commas to set off the question. I ask myself, how do I get into these situations? However, when the questions come at the beginning of the sentence, the question mark does the comma's job. When are they going to let me go home? Question mark, I wondered. Note, indirect questions or quotes do not require commas, such as in, I found myself wondering where the purse snatcher had gone. Rule number 10, titles, addresses, and dates. Use commas to set off titles or positions following a name, such as Captain Bidco, head of the department, came into the room. Use them to come in between individual elements of an address, or use them to separate the year and the date if the month is included. I had arrived in May 2004 versus I had arrived on May 21st, 2004. So remember, be sure to keep up your proper comma usage, even if it's only occasionally a matter of life and death.